Unboxing videos are over. Tell your friends. It may not be cool to admit it, but I first saw the Scar H while playing Modern Warfare with my internet friends. Unlike other Call of Duty firearms, like the Vaporware 6.8 SPC ACR, the Scar actually became a legitimate platform. In any case, I was totally sold on the Scar after I saw the Heavy absolutely crush on FPS Russia. Yes, that FPS Russia. The guy from the halcyon days when the internet was definitely not a safe space. Some people complain about the tactical UGG boot, but I actually like it. After many years of use, I can tell you that this platform absolutely rocks and is much more than a meme gun. As an aside, we have some fun merch on the way, so check out the link in the description when the video is over. This rifle has reliably performed over many years and several thousand rounds. Probably about 6,000 rounds at this point, but I'm not really counting anymore. During that time, the 17S, the civilian version of the H, has been very robust within its design constraints. I've used it in dusty summers and on snowy winter backpacking trips. With an AK-like, simple design, combined with a monolithic rail, 7.62 NATO power, sub-MOA accuracy, lightweight, and surprisingly low recoil, this platform certainly has a lot to love. On the other hand, the reciprocating charging handle that the military demanded has been less popular with the civilian market. New versions of the Scar now have a non-reciprocating charging handle, so everybody on the internet can put that argument to bed. For a hypothetical zombie apocalypse, FN Herstal's next-gen platform is arguably a strong choice of firearm. The power, range, inherent accuracy of the 308 cartridge combined with the Scar platform offer a distinct tactical advantage that cannot be matched by lesser firearms. Yes, the rifle's expensive. No, it's not the most economical way to sling semi-auto 308 downrange at piles of garbage. Nonetheless, competing battle rifles are much older designs. The FAL, the HK91, the M14 M1A are all much older, and they're really starting to show their age. While AR-10 pattern rifles have gotten much better in recent years, in the past I've seen AR-10s fail, even under light use. Yes, it looks like they've gotten better, but there are inherent weaknesses to the AR-10 bolt, particularly the extractor. It's true that you can get into an Aero Precision AR-10 for a lot cheaper, but the Scar H really isn't far off from rifles like the Daniel Defense AR-10s, and it's actually cheaper than rifles from LaRue and some of the offerings from HK. In contrast to the AR-10, the Scar's state-of-the-art design makes it almost as simple to service as an AK-47, with the added advantage of legendary sub-MOA accuracy. Don't let the H, which stands for heavy, fool you. The Scar H is actually very lightweight, and it's easy to shoot. What you can't see when you look at the Scar H is just how comfortable and ergonomic it is to shoot quickly. The innovative bolt carrier design, an effective muzzle device, and a very well-balanced short-stroke gas piston all contribute to the Scar 17 having much lower felt recoil than other battle rifles I've used. Does the Scar H destroy optics? My answer is don't be poor and you'll be fine. Get good glass. Your ACOG, your EOTech, your Aimpoint, your Vortex Razor, etc. are going to be just fine on the Scar H. I've ran 3 main setups on the Scar so far: precision rifle scope, sometimes with a flip-to-side red dot, an EOTech with magnifier, and the Vortex Razor 1-10. Which is best is hard to say. The Vortex Razor is amazing in terms of flexibility, clarity of glass, and light transmission. But, much like the Scar, it's expensive, it's not a perfect 1x power, and it doesn't work with night vision. The EOTech EXPS 3.4 is great day or night and with night vision, and I really do like the 5x magnifier, but it's also a little bit expensive, and the 5x is a bit too high for quick scoping. That said, I do really enjoy the fact that I can unclip the magnifier when I don't need it to cut weight, and I can also share magnifiers across multiple rifles. Running a 2-10 power first focal plane scope with either a flip-to-side or a top-mounted dot is probably the best balance of long-range precision and close-in work, but it gets a little bit heavy. Down the road, I may go for an ACOG with a top-mounted micro dot. It's not the best, but it is strong, simple, and lightweight. Through many years of hard use, I very much enjoyed shooting the Scar, but I've noticed a few quirks here and there. With some knowledge, some modification, these issues can be dealt with. The biggest problem with this rifle is that it takes stupid proprietary magazines. So if you're really serious about this platform, you might consider getting an aftermarket lower so you can use standard LR308 PMags. While the factory magazines do work fairly well, they are expensive, they're a little hard to find, and over time and hard use, the feed lips may crack. The stock magazines do work, but Magpul PMags are better, and for the cost of 25 to 50 factory FN magazines, you can get an aftermarket lower and a bunch of PMags. I did have one of the Midway USA store brand metal LR308 mags jam the gun on me. Those mags are cheap, and sometimes they need some break-in, and that was definitely the magazine's fault and not the gun's. The second main issue I've had with the SCAR is that I treated the bolt carrier like an AK-47, and unfortunately I used heavy white lithium grease on it. But due to the very tight tolerances inherent to sub-MOA accuracy, the heavy grease caused cycling issues. That said, the gun runs like a top when you use light gun oil, motor oil, and it will even run using automatic transmission fluid in a pinch. The most frustrating issue I've ever had with the SCAR has to do with running the Silencer Co. Omega 300 suppressor on the rifle using hand-loaded ammo. This issue was a little bit tough to solve, even with very useful Parker Mountain machine gas screws. I put them in super loose, they're captured, they can't back out or go too deep anyway. What I finally realized is that the Omega was probably the highest back pressure can on the market, and the factory adjustable gas block didn't change the gas pressure enough to compensate for that. I solved this issue when I found a bit of trivia buried deep on AR-15.com. When the SEALs fielded this rifle in Afghanistan with a factory-installed AAC SDN-6, I believe, FN Herstal drilled a small hole in the suppressor body to bleed off additional pressure. Once I learned this fact, I personally solved the issue by clearancing the extra bleed-off hole in the suppressor setting of the gas adjuster. But there are also aftermarket 3-position gas adjusters available on the secondary market. A new gas adjuster is only $35, so if I bricked it, I wasn't that worried about it. The SCAR 17S is not a beginner's rifle, it's not an affordable rifle, and it's not right for everyone. That said, the low recoil, simple and robust design, exceptional accuracy, and the powerful 7.62x51 NATO chamber all make the SCAR Heavy a legendary defensive rifle. While the quad rail is kind of dated, and the market has moved on to longer M-LOK rails, the platform has become legendary in terms of its reliable and unique design. Sure, you can absolutely run it bone stock with iron sights and have a war-proven 21st century battle rifle, but if you really want to get into the SCAR game, you're probably going to end up building it over time. Strongly consider an aftermarket lower. The upper is the serialized part, so you can get a lower just straight through the mail, a forward rail, a trigger, and some decent glass. All in, you could spend $5,000 or more on a properly set up SCAR. It's not cheap, and your wife probably won't understand why it's better than a rack-grade AR-10, but for those who know, it's a sweet bit of kit. In closing, the pros to this rifle are that it's extremely accurate, very simple in its robust design, powerful .308 cartridge, ambidextrous fire controls, modular design, easy to mount optics and accessories, low recoil, and the lightweight design and accuracy make it a great balance for close-in work or extended range. Despite it being proprietary, it actually has a decent aftermarket, and the platform seems to be staying in the market. Cons to the SCAR is that it's expensive, but it's not even that expensive compared to LaRue and HK, and I really wish they sent the SCAR from the factory with a modern M-LOK rail, better trigger, and factory PMags. Don't forget to check out the site for merch, like and subscribe if I've earned it, and have a great day. Thanks.